Hello, dreamers, and welcome back to PERLA'S DREAMS. This is going to be a collective message, and we're picking up on the energy for the full moon coming up on November 5th. As always, I do want to say thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and do so. We would love to have you. Um, this collective message is very straightforward, and it's about the what is closing up for a lot of you guys is this illusion of control that spirit is trying to show you, that in order to in order to close out a cycle, there 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 are mainly like three things that need to be in alignment: your spirit, your mind, and your body, your physical system, your physical body, your nervous system, if you may say. So what tends to happen a lot of times, we as humans tend to go down a space where we're doing work to try to heal something, or we're doing work to try to let go of something. And we know what we have to do, like spiritually, like we're doing our meditations, we're doing our, mentally, we're doing our affirmations, and we're doing this and we're doing that, and we're burning candles and we're doing saging and all of these things. And then when our body signals to us that this, whatever it is, right, that you're trying to let go of, or whatever cycle you're trying to complete, is still an issue, because your nervous system is still picking it up as a threat, or is still picking it up as a trauma, is still picking it up as whatever, we tense and we do more of the spiritual things, we do more of the cognitive things. And until the physical aspect of it, until the nervous system aspect of it is addressed and healed, in the sense of like reintegrating it to our body, so that our body doesn't feel like it is a threat, so that our body doesn't feel like it's something that is trying to harm us, so that our body doesn't feel like it is in harm's way. Until that is addressed, you're going to keep on repeating the same cycle. And this is going to be with anything. This is going to be with your romance, with your finances, with your, with friendship, with abundance and health, or whatever it is, right? So there is here a shift that needs to occur when it comes to how it is that you are addressing these healing process, right? There are some people that, and again, I'm talking about my own personal experience with spirit, and the way that, the path that spirit has let me down on, or led me to, however you want to word it, when it comes to dealing with trauma or healing certain things. There are times when you something just may come up, and you're just like, you know what, and you could sit there and you can, envision the trauma, or envision the interaction, and say, you know what, I forgive this person, I let this go, whatever. And then you can literally feel it like being released from your body. And it was because it was already ready to be released. But what needed to, the component that was needed at the time, was you, like the mental aspect, right? The rationale, the cognitive part of it needed to be released, right? Sometimes it's the spiritual aspect of us that needs to be released. And for a lot of the times, it is the physical part, because we tend to forget that our bodies, right, our nervous system is holding on to all of these experiences, and it doesn't know whether whether they happen when we were 2 years old, whether it's happening now, whether it happened 10 years ago, whether it's something that is going to happen 15 years from now. Like, if we look at time as being non-linear, right, we're in the past, present, and future simultaneously, right? So when your body tenses up, when your body is giving you a cue, whether it's an upset stomach, whether it's a pain here, whether it's a pull here, whatever it is, when you're working through something, right? When you're trying to grow through an experience, when you're trying to heal something, the best advice that you can take is to pause for a moment and feel into it. Because a lot of you are doing a disservice to yourself by running away from these experiences that want to come through, from these experiences that want to be healed, that want to be integrated. Because remember, every experience that you've had, regardless of how traumatic, how painful it has been, it is still a part of you. So you need to stop isolating it out here and integrating it into who you are, right? So, a lot of people say, like, it's very simple, like when you're talking about a trauma, like if you can talk about it, right, without crying or without like whatever, like it means that you have healed it. And to that I say, not always 100%, because sometimes we tense up and we don't allow ourselves to cry, right? We do not allow the emotion to come up because it is that painful. So to say that this or that means that you're healed or whatever, it's kind of like, in my opinion, like a disservice that people are doing to others, right? Because one experience usually leads to another, right? So something very simple, let's use it as an example, excuse me. Let's say there's a 5-year old that is at the store with his mom, and for about 2 minutes he loses sight, or she loses sight of their mother. In that moment, that person can be filled with this fear of abandonment, right? Now, two different people can have the same experience, but their body processes it differently, right? Meaning, there's one child that is going to carry that abandonment energy. So every time they connect with somebody, either that is of authority or somebody that they love, whether it's romantic, platonic, there's always going to be this fear, this energy that they are going to be abandoned. So as they start to connect with people, they start to energetically connect with individuals that are going to bring that. Now, they say that the other child, their mother, when they came back, was able to help them regulate their nervous system at that moment in time, right? That child is not going, when they move forward, is not going to have the same issue, right? And kind of like that's how you have to look at it sometimes, right? Our nervous system is letting us know that certain things are just not right, like certain things just do not feel safe. And instead of running away from it, right, especially, and we're not talking about like you're meeting somebody for the first time and your nervous system is saying, mm-mm, like that's something completely different, right? Like we can energetically pick up on who's who, let's put it that way. We're talking about when you're doing shadow work, when you're working on your trauma, when you're on your healing path, right? These are the times that you're not supposed to avoid, or you're not supposed to push away these sensations that come up. These are the times that you're supposed to go deeper into them, to really allow yourself to really heal every aspect of it, and to allow yourself to integrate these energies. So this is not the time for you, again, to just focus on one part or the other. If you're really, excuse me, if in your heart or in your mind, or however you want to put it, you really want to be done with the cycle, then I suggest that you analyze, or kind of like recheck, if all three parts, like, is your mind, spirit, and body in alignment with letting this go or healing this. Because if it is not, then you are going to be repeating the same cycle moving forward. So we're going to start off with Aries, Taurus. All right, so what the collective message, what does this imply for the full moon for Aries, Taurus, Cusp? Okay. A lot of your so a lot of what you are dealing with during this time, Aries, Taurus, the what has to be addressed is your own inner critic. And what I mean by that is that you you sometimes tend to give other people grace that you don't give yourself. Um, you tend to be you tend to be very judgmental with yourself, or with situations when they're not to the standard that you believe them to be. And getting into that space as to why you feel like, why is it that you feel like you have to be so rigid when it comes to certain things? Like even when it comes to like your own healing process, a lot of you are like, well, if there's definitely a control that comes with this judgmental energy. I'm going to be completely honest with you, because you even want to control the way that a healing unfolds or the way that something unfolds. So this the the biggest completion for you, or where you should be working towards releasing, is that illusion of control that you have. So that you're, until you don't release that illusion that you have when it comes to like the illusion of control, you're very much going to keep on like, I don't even see it like, I don't even see like the energy even moving. I really feel the energy really staying stagnant, and you kind of like jumping in the same place thinking that you're moving or that you're leaping forward, when in reality you're still just in the same space, because you're not wanting to let go of the control of how spirit wants you to heal this, or how spirit wants you to let go of something. All right, so let's go ahead and see the ever unfolding rose cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. A lot of you are feeling that, a lot of you have this tendency to believe that things are happening to you and not for you. And until you don't shift that perception, until you don't shift that way of thinking, you're going to constantly be resisting to the change that wants to unfold in your life. All right. Taurus, Gemini. What do we have for Taurus, Gemini spirit? Taurus, Gemini is during this time. Taurus, Gemini. The Temperance in the reverse. The Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. And the Star in the reverse. You're just tired, to be honest with you. You're just kind of like, what else? Like, for a lot of you during this time, is like a cycle that wants to close up. I feel has been very emotionally draining. Um, this for a lot of you, this is going to definitely be direct, complete direction, or directed to, excuse me, um, like love, a relationship that ended, a romantic relationship that ended, or a very strong emotional relationship that ended, that left you feeling fragmented, left you feeling like a part of you has just died. It hasn't even been ripped out of you. It has like died, and that's the way that I'm looking at it. Um, and you're just like, you know that there are things within that space that need to be released, that need to be healed. You're just not ready for it, and that's perfectly fine. Like, you're just like, hey, I just, for a lot of you, it's just realizing how much of an effect a situation had on you, and not blaming yourself for the effect that it had on you, not talking down to yourself because it had such a strong effect on you, is what is needed. So we have the warrior woman. Have you answer your deepest calling? So for a lot of you, you're realizing that, or you are going to realize during this time, is that this relationship, as painful as it was for it to end, it needed to end in order for you to have to be, I want to say, to be more sensible to what spirit is telling you, to be more sensible to hearing from spirit, because whatever that connection was for you, was, it had you so overly stimulated that you had a really hard time even listening to yourself a lot of the time. All right. Gemini, Cancer. Oh, you just want to be out there. You're just like, come on, let's just get it over with. All right. Gemini, Cancer. We all right. So we have the Eight of Swords, we have the Temperance in the reverse again, and then the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. You want to get to the root of everything. You want to just heal. You just want to be done completely with everything. It is not on your time, and I think that some of you need to be reminded of that, Gemini Cancer. It's not on your time, it is on spirit time. Sometimes spirit allows us to see what we are going to be working next on by giving us a little preview, whether through a memory, a sensation, etc. And it's to start preparing parts of us that are not 100% ready to work through that. And that is kind of like what is coming up here, like something was revealed to you that needs to be addressed, and you just kind of want to be done and over with, but there is a part of you, and I feel that the part of you that is not ready to deal with it is a physical part. And the way I see it is because um it is tied to something within your childhood. I'm looking about like 6 year old 6 years old you, um and your nervous system oh, okay. So there's something within that space, and is either 6 year old you or something with the number six keeps coming up. um so for this moment in time, that completion and that release for you is coming from to accept that this is not going to be completed on the time frame that you had in mind, but when spirit believes or feels that you're 100% ready to deal with this. Sometimes when we try to heal something or try to force something, it can leave us more damage than good. So like think about it this way: when you're going through like a spiritual upgrade or whatever, our spirit, right, and our mind sometimes goes ahead before our physical body, and sometimes it takes our physical body. So sometimes certain people have certain like they're sleepier, or they need more this, or they need more that, they need more sleep, they need more rest or whatever, because their physical body's trying to catch up to where their spirit is. And that's kind of like how you have to look at it when it comes to wanting this completion with something that you have seen the like the you have a preview of what it is the spirit wants, spirit is going to have you working on. So we have the unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past life. um the patterns is this you wanting things on your time. That is the biggest take here for you, is that you're and this is something that I feel that we're all going through, but for you guys, it's like you know what's coming next, you know what you have to heal next, and this anticipation of what it is that you're going to release or how it is that you're going to release it, you just kind of want to rush through it. And spirit is telling you, like, all in due time, this is all happening, but you need to allow, like, you see how how it shows like three parts, right? So like if there's three women, I mean, so if we think about it, like, like your spirit, your mind, like you see how she has her hand, like her mind, her body, like all of these parts of you have to be in alignment in order to release something or to let go of it. So stop trying to rush it. Cancer, Leo. Cancer, Leo. What do we have for Cancer, Leo? We have the Eight of Wands. We have the Chariot in the reverse, and the Queen of Swords. Cancer, Leo. There's some stuff that I'm going to be completely honest with you that is surfacing that you I, a lot of you just want to rest. A lot of you are done with these cycles of completion and releasing and this and that, and you just want to be done with it. And we are continuously in those cycles. Some of those cycles may be a little bit more uncomfortable than others, but we're continuously in a cycle of um, release, completion, reborn, starting, new beginnings, etc., etc. So your perception of these cycle changings is, I feel, what needs to be what needs to shift during this time. You're waiting for a shift to feel a lot easier. You're waiting for something to become easier. um Again, energetically, what is it that your body is putting out there to the universe? Are you running away from these sensations from your body, or are you sitting with them when they're coming up? Because I feel that there is there is resistance from you when your body is showing you something. We have Irama, Imra, Im, Imara. Oh my God, I suck at this. Where are you being called to journey to? A lot of you want, again, you're thinking more about the destination of something instead of the journey. So where are you being called to journey to? So there's a journey, there is a process, not as where is your destination. If it was where is your destination, you would already be done and you would just be like, oh, I'm here already. But we're like, so when we talk about the journey, it's the process of everything that is, again, being completed, being the new beginnings, everything. This is something that is continuously happening for all of us in different ways. All right, Leo, Virgo. Ooh, we have the Four of Swords in the upright position, the Ten of Swords in the reverse, and the Knight of Swords. A lot of you are just sitting in complete surrender. You guys, Leo, Virgo, Cusp, you are just surrendering, and you're just like, you know what? If this is what it is between now and like the next new moon, the next full moon, excuse me, I don't know why I said new moon. The new moon is actually on the 20th of this month. Um, and I don't know why I said that. It's probably something for you guys, whatever the sensation is of like just wanting to just surrender and just wanting to just, you want to stop resisting, you want to stop fighting. By the new moon, a lot of you are already going to be out of that energy, and you're going to allow, you're going to, you're going to start seeing things flow for you. But during this time, I feel that you guys are just surrendering to what spirit is trying to release. It's not just one simple thing. I think simultaneously a lot of you have been putting in a lot of work for the past year, and it's almost going to feel like your life has changed overnight. We have align your life, what is not aligned or needs to change. And this is kind of like how you, like, I look at that picture and I kind of like feel like this is how you guys are looking. Like, I'm just surrendering because there's like so much crap that I've had to heal, and so much shadow work, and so much this, and so much, new beginnings, and so much not, I feel like there's been a lot of foundations that have crumbled for you guys, a lot of closing of a lot of cycles, a lot of chapters, and um just literally surrendering to like the last bit of it, to just really allow things, or wanting things to really come in and flow for you guys. So hold your vision, and really stay in the space where you just continue to stay open to the surrendering of this. Virgo, Libra. Virgo, Libra. Three of Wands in the reverse, the Eight of Cups in the reverse, and then the King of Swords. This is emotional completion that is happening here. Something emotionally is closing up for you. Um, for those of you, Virgo Libras, that you have been in repetitive relationships, platonic or not, romantic or not, that people are. People are constantly taking advantage of you. I feel that is the cycle that is being closed off for you. Whatever boundaries you forgot to set spiritually, because I feel like verbally and stuff like that, you have gotten a lot better when it comes to your boundaries, but spiritually, you were still not setting those boundaries. And I feel that that is what is going to be. That what is happening during this time for you. This card has come up a lot for a lot of you, and I really love it. It's the ever unfolding rose, cracked opening, cracked open. It is happening for you, not to you. You have really come out of this space where, for a lot of you guys, you used to always be, you were always talking from from a space of victimhood, right? You were constantly reliving everything from that space. um and I'm not saying that you weren't a victim in some of the situations. That is not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that you chose not to stay within those spaces. You chose to be your own hero and get yourself out of those situations, get yourself, like, by setting boundaries, etc. And that is something that is, again, coming to a completion during this time. Like, it's not just saying that you're setting these boundaries, etc., etc. I feel like the time is right for you guys to set these boundaries spiritually, which is going to solidify and is going to bring everything into a completion, where other people are going to, like, either notice it physically or energetically. They're going to realize that you're not a person to mess with. Yep. Libra, Scorpio. Libra, Scorpio. ¿Qué tú tienes aquí? We have the Hermit in the reverse, the Seven of Cups in the reverse, and then the Queen of Swords in the reverse. So, mhm, the completion that is happening, and or what you guys are releasing during this time, is this running away from the emotional aspect of things, running away from the work that needs to be done. I feel that a lot of you are finally coming or taking a stand to realize that you cannot continue to run away from something that needs to be addressed, that needs to be worked on. So you guys are finally taking a stand and are finally moving in that direction of healing something, or at least wanting to heal something. So we have the play, have fun, celebrate, and don't be too serious. um for some of you guys, it was this space where maybe in the past, the shadow work that a lot of you Libra Scorpios were doing were very, they lasted a very long time. They were very hard, very everything. And now it's like you're learning to go into these shadow spaces of yourself with a lighter heart, with an open heart, and allowing yourself to play within that space, right? And what I mean by that is, like, we're not making fun of anything or anything like that, but we're also not blinding ourselves to see the beauty, to see the possibilities within these shadow spaces within ourselves. And that's pretty much the way that I'm going to say it. If it resonates, it does, and if it doesn't, um, then the message is not for you. All right, so we have Scorpio, Sagittarius. Scorpio, Sagittarius. Oh, excuse me. All right, Scorpio, Sagittarius. We have Seven of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse, and then the King of Pentacles in the upright position. Walking away from a situation, for some of you, this is literally wanting to, or finally taking a step and walking away from a job, um, walking away from, like, a town or a home or something. Like, you're picking up what you're picking up what you've learned, good and bad, etc., from a situation, whether it's a job, from a relationship, or whatever. And you're just like, you know what, this all of this that I'm taking, like, my all of my good stuff, like all of the good times, all of the bad times, all of my trauma, all of my accomplishments, everything, this is all mine, and I'm taking it with me, and I'm leaving this space because I can no longer grow within this space. There's nothing more for me in this space. and And why I'm saying that you're taking your accomplishments, but you're also taking your trauma or whatever needs to be healed, is because you know that there's still parts of you that need to heal, but that in the environment that you are in, whether it's at work or living with someone or etc., there is no space to do it. Like there is this confinement that just is not happening anymore. Um, so we have the leap. You go first, the universe will catch you. So you're taking a leap, you're leaving a situation, you're leaving a physical environment to give your it's almost kind of like some of you just walking away from the situation, right? Allows your body, your nervous system to start re-regulating itself, if that makes sense. This is how much tension and how much the space that you're walking away has affected you. Okay, so now we have Sagittarius, Capricorn. Sagittarius, Capricorns. We have the Seven of Swords in the reverse. The King of Wands and the Hanged Woman in the reverse. So I gotta laugh because it's like, seriously. What's coming to a completion here is your inability to listen to spirit's guidance. So a lot of you guys have been asking for clarity, have been getting clarity, have been getting guidance from spirit, from your spirit guides, from your angels, from your ancestors, etc. But then you decide to always go ahead and do it your own way, the way you want to do it, the way Sagittarius, Capricorn, Cusp thinks it needs to be done, right? and and then you fall flat on your face, and that's kind of like where you're no longer living from that space. You're just like, you know what, spirit, I'm just gonna listen to you regardless of how crazy or stupid something sounds, regardless of um how much it just doesn't make sense to me. I'm just going to live based on your guidance. And I love this for you. It says, inner temple, devotion, tune into the portal of your heart and don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in, right? So spirit may have put a very big dream in your heart. There may be things that you want to do or etc. And for some of you, you have been dimming yourself again by not following the guidance the spirit is giving to you, because you have either, for some of you, is like you don't want certain people to see you a certain way, or you don't want people to think that you're lucky or whatever it is, right? So whatever is underneath that needs to be addressed, I feel like spirit is pinpointing to it and allowing you to see where that narrative started for you, so that you can release yourself from it. Love it for you. Capricorn, Aquarius. Capricorn, Aquarius. Page of Cups, Four of Cups, and the Knight of Cups in the reverse. Your whenever it was that you were running away from the sensations, from the emotions that were coming up in your body, those physical sensations that you were constantly running away from, I feel that you're consciously putting a stop to that. It's more, what is completing for you is the running away from the sensations and from the emotions. You are allowing yourself to feel, because when you allow yourself to feel, then you're able to grow through an experience. You're able to heal through, you're able to heal that part and reintegrate it. And I feel that because you have experienced that firsthand, you're just allowing yourself to just feel at this moment in time, the good, the bad, the ugly, the pretty, the excited, the fearfulness, everything. Take a break in life. In life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. And this makes total sense because you're really in this moment of just feeling, just feeling, just feeling, just feeling like you were so caught up in not wanting to feel things and running away from the sensations that your body was bringing up, not wanting to feel. And like I don't know if you can see, she's like in the water. Where's the camera? Because I suck at where my perception of where the camera is. um and that's what you're doing now. You're just feeling. I love this for you guys. Love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, Aquarius, a Pisces. Aquarius, Pisces. Spit out. We're not taking all of that. We have the Knight of Cups. I'll keep. We have the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. We have two more cards. We have the Two of Wands in the reverse and the Knight of Wands in the upright. Not making a choice is a choice, and that is what you're working through in this time. For a lot of you, whether this is like within your finances or romantic or whatever it is, you're realizing that when you decide that you're not making a choice, you're making a choice in itself, because what you're doing is that you're leaving the outcome of whatever it is in someone else's hand, and that is something that you can no longer afford emotionally, financially, or spiritually. So you're learning during this time, what you will be completing is this space of like just being indecisive, like that's coming to an end for you guys. All right, what is the closing message for Aquarius, Pisces, Cusp? Starseed, what lights you up? You need to start making decisions as to where it is that your life is headed, where it is that your finances is headed, what it is that you want out of life. Because again, this space that you were in for a very long time of like not making a decision has not worked for you, and you're finally you're not realizing it, you're finally accepting it so that you're able to release it. Because a lot of the times we can realize, we can be aware of certain things, but until we don't accept our role within something, it still has a hold on us. Pisces, Aries. The Eight of Cups in the reverse. Five of Swords in the reverse, and then the Eight of Swords. The Five of Swords is not in the reverse, I'm sorry. The Eight of Swords is in the reverse. You're standing your ground when it comes to some of you have had to fight literally at every step of your life, at work, in relationships, when it comes to your finances, whatever. It always feels like you're constantly battling, you're constantly in this fight or flight mode, and you're finally taking that stand of, I'm gonna fight, but I've decided I'm gonna fight for myself. I'm gonna fight to to close out these cycles, to move forward. Because, and I don't remember who it was, and if you know who it is, please give credit. There's a person that said, there's some people that live to be 90 years old, but some people live the same day 90 years, or some people live for like 90 years, meaning some people stay stuck in the same cycle that every single day is a repetition, right? They never grow, they never evolve, they never move forward. And then there's people that have a 90-year life where every day is different, every day they're learning, every day they're evolving, they're actually experiencing life. And I feel that that is where you guys are at, in that space of like, you no longer want to keep repeating the same day over and over again. Break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. That's what you're doing. You're done with repeating the same shit. Whether it was your ancestors, whether it is yourself from 10 years ago, like you're just done. You're breaking these chains and you're moving forward. So this energy of you choosing to show up and fight for yourself is an actually a very beautiful energy. Well, guys, that is all I have for you. As always, and thank you for all your love and support. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you all. Bye bye.